folks, welcome back to the Play School. So today, which is the 27th of August 2024, Oasis, the mighty Oasis, have announced they're going to be reforming for a select bunch of shows in the UK next year. So in honour of that, I thought we'd look at their classic Don't Look Back in Anger. Now, it's a great track and it's in C, makes it easy for us, and it's globally an phenomenon of a song. So, as always, I'm going to give you some chords, I'm going to give you some structure and some rhythm, and then at the end, I'm going to give you a couple of extra tricks to make it really sound awesome. So let's do it. Okay, everybody loves it when I talk about key snatchers. I know this, so let's talk about them. This one's in the key of C, nice and easy. All the white notes. Okay. Now, our first chord is going to be a C major. If you've watched a video about how to play Imagine by me or anybody else, this is all going to seem pretty familiar. Okay, so we're going to find C, skip one, play one, E, skip one, play one, G. There's our C chord with a C underneath. Okay, the second half of the intro is an F chord. F, skip one, play one, A, skip one, play one, C. And we've already got our thumb on this C. So we're just going to expand the hand out to the F. So we've got two positions, C and F. Now, just like in Imagine, we're going to rock our hand backwards and forth to make that noise. Two fingers and then a thumb, two fingers and then a thumb. And it's going to sound like this. It's a little quicker than Imagine, but apart from that, that's basically it. Okay, moving on to the verse. So this is a lovely chord progression. It's very common. You'll see variations of this in a lot of Oasis, a lot of Beatles, no coincidence there. It's going to start on a C chord. So we've been down here, but actually to give us the best optimal starting position, we are going to take our C and we're going to invert it, put the C on top, and then we're going to invert it again, put the E on top, and that is going to be our first chord. Okay, now, so we've got C, second chord is a G. You've already got your thumb on a G, so hopefully we're already thinking, okay, root position. If your thumb's on the root note, G, skip one, play one, skip one, play one, G, so we've got C, G. Now the next chord is A minor. It's adjacent, we're literally just going to jump everything up to the next notes. Nice. Now the next chord is E7. Now, we've talked about sevens before, but I'll go over it again just to make sure we haven't forgotten. First of all, we need our E chord. So let's look at, we're in an A. In the key signature, our change is going to be quite simple. We're going to expand down to get E, G and B. That's the E chord that exists in C major. But we want an E major chord, not an E minor. So we're just going to raise the middle note of a root position E, goes up to G, G sharp, which gives us E major. So our change from A, now about that 7 part. Normally I would attack this at the end, but it's quite important in this piece, so we're going to do it straight away. In order to make a 7, this almost always works. We're going to take the root note in our right hand, wherever we're playing it, in this case, here, and we're just going to drop it by 2 half steps, or a whole note, okay? So that takes our E down to a D, and it gives us that chord, okay? It's pretty important, I think. So let's try those first 4 chords. C, G, A minor, E7. Okay. Now from there, nice and simple. We're going to drop down to an F in root position. F, A, C. From there up to a G, also root position. And then keeping our thumb on the G, expand up to land us on our C chord in the position where we started. Okay? Let's try and run that whole verse. Right now, this is perfectly good. As we've been rocking our hand in the intro, you might want to try. Just keep that going all the way through. Completely up to you. Now that goes around twice. We'll call that verse 1. It's 2 halves. We've got a linking chord, a pair of linking chords in between, and those from here are an A minor and a G. Okay, so from our C chord, A minor root position, nice and easy, just swap that thumb up to there, and then down to there, and then that exact same change that we just did to get back to C. So you might find a better place to put link. So following on from that verse, we've got a pre-chorus. And these linking chords, we're just going to use them again, and we're going to follow this pattern down. A minor, G, F. Okay? That A minor, G, F, all in root position. We need to remember that because we're going to use it again in a minute. But first, an F. It's an F minor. Root position, this is really simple. F, skip on point A, skip on point C, root position chord. We're just going to drop that middle note down by a half step. That's the closest available note to the left of it. Okay, so we've got F, F minor, and our third chord of this little trio we're going to repeat is a C. We're not going to go back up to here because that would be a bit of an awkward change. We're going to go F, F minor, keeping that C all the time. Yeah? And that's going to happen 3 times. For our build-up going into the chorus, we start with a G, again root position. Now our next chord is G sharp diminished. If we were going to do the whole music theory on this, we talk about this relative to a G sharp chord. But in order to play Don't Look Back in Anger, this really isn't necessary. We are just going to find it like this. The easiest way to find G sharp diminished is to take a G chord and just raise the G to a G sharp. Right. Very similar in both what it looks like and its function to an E7 chord, but here, because of the G sharp at the bottom, G sharp diminished. Okay? And then up to our A minor. That's what Noel Gallagher's using that G sharp diminished for. Here's that A minor, G, F. Again, all in root position. Back up to G. Yeah. And that is what leads us into the chorus. So again, let's take that whole pre-chorus in a line. So slowly chords, carry on. Okay, so this might be the shortest section of a video that I ever do, because the chords to the chorus of Don't Look Back in Anger are the same as the chords to the verse. Only change I might make, as it's a chorus, is double the left hand. I talk about this a lot because it's a really easy way to add an extra bit of oomph, especially in situations where your chorus chords and your verse chords are the same, which is pretty common actually. Now, for most people, this is just going to be like a fairly comfortable hand width, okay? And that way, you can just follow that thumb and assume that your pinky's in the right place, okay? Key tactic. So, is it. Okay, so structurally, we have got intro, just like Imagine, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then we have our bridge section, which, as is often the case in Oasis songs, it's a guitar solo, and then we have double chorus at the end. The only thing I want you to watch out for is our little kind of interlude link sections. Often we have these two chords that I've already talked about. But I think the only occasion we don't have that is after the first chorus. Don't look back in anger, I heard you say. And then we'll go round those chords once more. Then we'll have our linking chords, etc., etc. And that takes you into the second verse. Which only leaves our ending. Okay, so after our guitar solo, we have a double chorus, finishing with like half a quiet chorus. You know, I love a quiet chorus. So let's imagine we've just come down back in anger. I heard you say. Same as before. To wind it down as soon. I'm going to skip the E7 chord. Don't look back. And here we have an F minor. Don't look back in anger. And then milk this. We're going to play those last chords. How the song ends. Okay, so as promised, here's a couple of extra bits just to make it even better than it already is. First thing, nice simple change. This F minor chord. Having a listen to what's going on in the song there, especially there's like a violin part and occasionally Noel Gallagher's like noodle part, more of that in a minute. That's actually an F minor 6 chord. Now, just to give you a bit of context, if it says 6 after a chord, we need to just, for a minute, think in the key signature of the chord. So this is F, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means it's a D. And in this instance, for a 6, we just add that to the existing chord. So that's all you're going to do, as well as your F minor chord. You're going to put in that D. Okay, really simple. Just gives it an extra little bit of class at that point. The other thing I want you to think about is the C major pentatonic scale. C, D, E, that's the first 3 notes, and then the 5th and 6th. 1, 2, 3, skip 4, 5, 6, and then you're back to the top. So called because it has 5 notes. It's massive in guitar playing, and Noel Gallagher is one of the best proponents of using the pentatonic scale in the guitar business. For instance, think about I heard you say, this is after the first chorus. Okay, now we don't have to copy exactly what Noel Gallagher's playing. As I've said before, trying to copy the guitar with a piano, often not really worth it. So we can just put those notes in to kind of fill out this right hand. Throw them in to jazz this up a little bit. And if you want a real challenge, if you're thinking about playing by ear, this whole guitar solo is in the pentatonic scale, right? Even up to so if you just use those 5 notes and follow the shape up and down, who knows where you might land. Have fun. If you've got any questions, you know what to do. I will see you next time.